Thanks for listening to English Go Podcast. To listen without advertisements or to read episode transcripts, visit englishgo.co.uk for more information.
Millions of people have lost weight with personalized plans from Noom. Like Evan, who can't stand salads and still lost 50 pounds.
Salads generally for most people are the easy button, right? For me, that wasn't an option. I never really was a salad guy. That's just not who I am. But Noom worked for me.
Get your personalized plan today at Noom.com. Real Noom user compensated to provide their story. In 4 weeks, the typical Noom user can expect to lose 1 to 2 pounds per week. Individual results may vary.
They say opposites attract. That's why the Sleep Number Smart Bed is the best bed for couples. You want a bed that feels firm, but they want soft? Sleep Number does that. You want to sleep cooler while they like to feel warm? Sleep Number does that too. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number number 1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now Sleep Number Smart Beds start at $999. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Since 2013, Bombus has donated over 100 million socks, underwear, and T-shirts to those facing homelessness. If we counted those on air, this ad would last over 1,157 days. But if we counted the time it takes to make a donation possible, it would take just a few clicks. Because every time you make a purchase, Bombus donates an item to someone who needs it.
Go to bombus.com/ACAST and use code ACAST for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombus.com/ACAST, code ACAST.
Well, after that last episode, which I was supposed to be talking mainly about digital ownership, and I realized I ended up going into sort of almost defending artists, talking about how difficult it is for artists to get money and how much streaming services have hurt them. I realized that was also a subject that I felt rather passionate about, so I thought I might talk a bit more about that today, if that's okay with you. So last time, I remember saying why don't artists just sell their music directly on their own websites and you can just download a copy of it? And I think this is something that music companies really don't want to do because they don't like the idea of someone being able to get their hands easily on a copy of the music. Even though it's really simple to buy a CD and then copy that CD into whatever files you want, MP3 files, Opus files, FLAC. So whatever digital format you want it to be in, it's really simple to do that. But I guess not everybody knows how to do it. So I don't know, maybe you have to search the internet and find out how to do it. But it's really not that hard. But there's something about, the whole music industry and all these music companies, they just don't want to give you here you go, here's some digital files. Because digital files are very easy to copy and they're scared that people will just, give them to their friends. I just bought this album, here's a copy for you and here's a copy for you. And I think there will be some of that. I think that kind of thing will go on. But I think that kind of thing does go on. It does happen already. There are lots of people illegally sharing music and illegally sharing films that they should not be on the internet. So I feel like the people who are going to do that are probably going to do it anyway. Maybe if you make it a bit easier to share these digital copies of things, there might be some more people doing it as well. But I don't think it's going to be quite as bad as these companies sort of worry about. They're really scared about losing every last pound, every last dollar, even though they're ridiculously rich anyway. I think that most of us are very good people and we want to do the right thing. So we don't want illegal music, but we want access to music, at a fair price, and we want easy access to it. And I think I remember before all of these streaming services existed, Spotify, Apple Music, and so on. And there was a problem with a bigger problem with illegal music sharing. And I think lots of people were doing that, partly because it was so simple. You know, you could go on the internet, you could get some music, you could download something and you could listen to it there and then. You didn't have to go out to a shop. You didn't have to buy a CD. You didn't have to come back home. You didn't have to put it into a computer and make it into a digital file, so you could listen to it on a digital audio player. So a lot of that was about convenience, I think. You know, it just made listening to music a lot more convenient. But I don't think the issue was, you know, people just, I don't want to pay for music. I think it was mainly just out of convenience. And if you look at how popular streaming services are now, I think it's proof lots of people will pay for music if they're happy with the price and if it gives them convenient, easy access to music. So I don't think these companies need to worry so much. I think, like I said, most of us are good people. We want to do the right thing. I want to be able to download some music and, you know, give that money directly to an artist. And I want to own that copy of the music that I've bought. I don't want to stream it. I don't want to rent it from a streaming service. I want the money to go directly to the artist. Well, I say directly to the artist. I mean directly to the artist company, and then the artist company will take, 50% of it, and then 50% will go to the artist. But yeah, it is hard to earn money as a music artist, and many people don't seem to realize this. Even artists that might have been on the TV or had like music videos on a TV or done, interviews on radios or, like a reasonably big sort of profile, even those artists can be pretty poor, not very well off. Not have a lot of money. Many of them working second jobs, for example. And there's this book which I have sadly forgotten the title to, and I tried to find what the title was before making this podcast, and I couldn't find it. So sorry about that. But there's this book about this this person who's following an artist, not fiction. This is true. Following an artist on the road to all of the different performances that they're doing, and I think it was reasonably well-known artist, and they were talking about how all of the music industry works, and you pay for the venue and pay for the staff and pay for this and pay for that, and give money to these people, and the company takes some money and this, and basically in the end, after all the money had been given out to all of the people that needed to be paid for the performance that was going on, like a live performance, live concert sort of thing, there was very little money left over for the artist, which is amazing. It's like there's an artist who works really, really hard just to pay everyone else. It seems to be the case, which is quite sad. So that's why I say there are artists that are reasonably well known, but they aren't huge artists. They aren't Taylor Swift or someone like that. And they're sometimes working second jobs, which is crazy. And I think lots of people will be shocked to hear that. But that is the state of the music industry, the state that we're in. And I do sometimes think about, is there a fairer way of doing things? Is there a fairer way of, giving... These people should be getting money, shouldn't they? I think we can all agree that anyone who produces something, like they create, art, music, I don't know, their books or whatever, even a podcast, should be, given money for this kind of thing. They're putting effort into something, they're sharing something, and so you pay them for it. Now it's not our fault that the whole music industry works that way, and artists sometimes get very little unless they're very, very big artists. But I was thinking, okay, I don't think these music companies are going to start allowing us to actually buy directly from an artist's website, directly support them by, downloading the music from their website. They won't do that because they're too old-fashioned and they're too scared of losing even a little bit of money. So I came up with this idea. I thought, what about if... Remember last time I said, those months where maybe I don't listen to a single song, and Apple and I keep wanting to say Google. Apple and Spotify, they just keep all the money and just thank you very much, You just paid us all of your whole subscription fee. And I said, wouldn't it be good if I could choose, like, I want, some of this money to go here and there and this artist and that artist. On those months where I don't really spend, my whatever, £10 subscription fee, when I don't really get any value from paying that money, I could just give it away to artists. Anyway, I came up with another idea, and to be honest, I haven't actually checked if this is the case or not, but I'm just assuming this is not the case. I'm assuming this doesn't happen. So I thought, you've got some people, like huge artists, like I mentioned before, Taylor Swift, who can make loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of money from a streaming service because her songs are so popular. And then you've got other artists who, not so popular, and they're making almost no money at all from streaming services, because the streaming service only gives you a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of money every time someone listens to one of your songs. And then they only give that to the artist company, and then the artist company has to take half of it or more than half of it. It depends what deals there are. And then a tiny, 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 tiny bit goes to the artist. So I thought, how about adjusting the prices that are paid to artists for every time one of their songs is listened to? How about you adjust the prices so that the biggest artists get the least money and the smaller artists get more money? And I don't know, does that sound like a crazy idea? I don't think it's crazy, because if you look, I know England has this system. I'm sure many countries in the world have a system, a tax system, where the people who earn more money pay more tax. It's like, you've got more money than these poorer people, so we want you to share more of your money with the poorer people. Let's do that with artists as well. Taylor Swift, I'm sure she probably has enough money now. I don't know how much money she has. I reckon she has a lot of money. So would it be so rude to ask, okay, you've done it, you've made it, you're at the top, you've got loads and loads of money. You can sort of pay a tax that helps smaller artists become more popular. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. In English, there's this phrase that you will often hear politicians say when they're talking about these kind of things, like people with more money paying more tax. And they will say, those with the broadest shoulders should bear the most burden. It's a bit of a weird phrase to explain, but I suppose if you've got broad shoulders, wide shoulders, big shoulders, it's sort of like this image of being big, strong. So it's sort of like saying those that are the strongest can share their strength. They can have the biggest load, the biggest burden placed upon them. And I like that idea. I think, what would I do if I was rich? I think I'd like to share money and help people and do things like that. If I had loads and loads and loads of money, I'd like to do something good with it. So yeah, I do like that idea. And I like I said, I didn't actually check to see if this really happens or not in Spotify and Apple Music. I'm just guessing it doesn't. But if it doesn't, it would be a really nice thing to happen. Anyway, that's it for today's episode. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Until next time, bye-bye.
Did you know 1 in 2 women wear the wrong foundation? Matching foundation is hard, but Il Makiage makes it easy. Take the Power Match quiz to find a better match in seconds, customized for your unique skin tone, undertone, and coverage needs. With 600,000 5-star reviews, this best-selling foundation is going viral for a reason. Available in 50 shades of weightless natural coverage. And with Try Before You Buy, you can try your full size at home for 14 days. Just pay shipping. Take the quiz at ilmakiage.com/quiz. That's ILMAKIAGE.com/quiz.
They say opposites attract. That's why the Sleep Number Smart Bed is the best bed for couples. You want a bed that feels firm, but they want soft? Sleep Number does that. You want to sleep cooler while they like to feel warm? Sleep Number does that too. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number number 1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, Sleep Number Smart Beds start at $999. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Thanks for listening until the very end of the show. If you've enjoyed this episode, please give my podcast a rating, or if you have the time, write a review. It's a really nice way of letting me know you enjoy these episodes and encourages me to make more of them for you. Thanks very much and have a lovely day.